Good morning, students. Welcome back to your English class. Children, today we shall continue with the same lesson, that is the story of Gautama's quest. Children, Siddharth was the real name of Gautam Buddha. He was born as a prince. His father Shuddhodana provided him with all the luxuries and comfort so that he was living an isolated life. He was married to a princess Yashodhara and they had a son Rahul. But children, when at the age of 29, Gautama Buddha went out to see his kingdom and meet the subject of his kingdom, he saw four things, and from there he started thinking, what is the truth of life? What is the cause of sorrow in our life? And to get the answer of his question, he left all the things. He left his wife, son, all the luxuries and comfort, and he went out of his palace in search of truth of life, to know the answer of his question, what is the reason of sorrow in our life and what is the way to come out of the sorrow. Now let's see further the story, how Gautama Buddha attained enlightenment, or you can say knowledge. The story of Gautama's quest that ends in illumination and attainment of nirvana is one of the most moving tales of our times. For 6 years did Gautama practice intense asceticism. For several days in succession, he ate barely a grain of rice. His strong, athletic body was reduced to a bag of bones, but it served no purpose. Children, here the story of Gautama's search ends in illumination. Illumination means here, children, understanding, and attainment means achievement, obtaining of nirvana. Nirvana means, children, the state of peace and happiness. And when does a person achieves it? After giving up all personal desires. So children, Gautama's search ends in understanding and achieving peace and happiness after giving up all his personal desires. And here, for 6 years, Gautama practiced intense asceticism. Children, 6 years Gautama Buddha practiced very severe, very strict, strong. Asceticism means, children, simple and strict way of living for religious reasons, right? So he was living a very simple and strict life. He ate barely a grain of rice, hardly he ate a grain of rice, and because of that, no children, his strong and athletic body was turned into a bag of bones. Children, as he was not eating anything, and because of that he became very weak, his body was reduced to a bag of bones, but it served no purpose. The Buddha then scattered a handful of grass on the ground beneath the Bodhi tree and formed a seat for himself. I care not if my skin and nerves and bones decay. He thought, I care not if my life blood dries. I shall not give up until I attain to enlightenment. What divine willpower in these words, and what may not a man achieve if he would wake up his willpower. Now, here, children, Gautam Buddha, he spread a handful of grass on the ground beneath the under the Bodhi tree, and he formed a seat for himself. He thought, I care not if my skin and nerves and bones decay. Decay means, children, get slowly destroyed or rot. I care not if my life blood dries. What he was thinking, children, that I do not even care if the blood of my body dries. I shall not give up until I attain to enlightenment, until I get the knowledge or understanding, until I know the answer of my question, what is the reason of dukkha in our life and what is the way to come out of sorrows. And children, what divine willpower in these words. There was divine willpower, okay, holy willpower in these words. And children, a man can achieve if he would wake up all his willpower. Children, even you can achieve anything if your willpower is strong. Children, nothing is impossible. The word impossible itself says that I am possible. Only the thing is that we should have our willpower strong, then we can achieve anything. It is said that he saw a vision which contained a message for him. It acted as a spiritual stimulant to him. The words were, children, here he it is said that he saw a vision, means in his mind he saw something, and in that there was a message for him, and that message acted as a spiritual stimulant. Okay, spiritual means something which is related to religion, holy, okay, and stimulant means something which encourages you, something which gives you energy. So the message gave him energy. What were those words, children? Let's see. Tune the sitar, neither low nor high. The string overstretched breaks, and the music dies. The string overslack is dumb, and the music dies. Here, children, he got few words in his vision. There was a message in these words. Tune the sitar. Sitar, children, is one of the musical instrument. So it is said, we have to tune the sitar, neither low nor high. Means it should not be very low and it should not be very high. The string overstretched breaks. If we overstretch the string of sitar, it may break. And as the string would break, then definitely the music would die. The string overslack is dumb. Children, overslack means if a string is very loose, then also it becomes dumb, or you can say silent, and again the music dies. He thought to himself, I too have tortured my body to starvation. I have taken to extremes, let me follow the middle path. What he thought to himself, children? That I have tortured my body to starvation. Means he was fasting for so many days, he was not eating, he was hungry for so many days, he was not eating anything. So he thought that I have taken the extreme path and I should not do so. Let me follow the middle path. He thought that I should follow the middle path, not the extreme one. When he tried to get up to take a bath in the river, he found that he had become so weak that he could not rise. Just then, a beautiful girl named Sujata appeared before him, carrying a golden bowl filled with sweetened milk and rice. Children, when he thought that he should take the middle path, he tried to get up from his place to take bath in the river. But he found himself so weak that he couldn't get up. He couldn't rise means he couldn't get up. And just then a beautiful girl, her name was Sujata, appeared before him, and she carried a golden bowl filled with what? Sweet milk and rice. When she saw the weakened ascetic, she offered the bowl at his feet. Lord, please accept my offering of milk and rice. Buddha accepted her offering. This was his first meal after many days of starvation. It refreshed him and infused a new strength in him. He realized that making the body suffer was not the way to enlightenment and truth. Children, here, when this girl, beautiful girl, Sujata, saw this ascetic, means a sadhu or a saint who was living a very simple and strict life for religious reasons, she offered the bowl at his feet. And what did she say? Lord, please accept my offering of milk and rice. And Buddha accepted his offerings. And this was his first meal after many days of starvation, means hunger. Okay. And as he took his first meal after so many days, it refreshed him. It made him fresh and infused a new strength in him. It gave new strength to him. He realized that only just to make the body suffer was not the way to enlightenment and truth. He came to know that only if I make my body suffer and if I wouldn't eat anything, that doesn't mean that I will get the knowledge and truth of life. Gautama had longed for enlightenment. He wished for enlightenment. That night he found the answer of his query. What is the cause of sorrow? The cause of sorrow is desire. Children, Gautam Buddha, that night he found the answer of his question. And what was the question? What is the cause of sorrow? He came to know the cause of sorrow is desire. Children, we have unlimited wants, unlimited desire, and that is the only cause of sorrow in our life. The cure for sorrow is to give up all desires and adopt right living. And what is the way to come out of sorrow, children? What is the cure for sorrow? Is to give up all worldly desires and to adopt right living, simple living. We should control our desires. Okay. Born under a tree, the Buddha received illumination also. Children, Gautam Buddha, he received illumination under Bodhi tree. Illumination means understanding here. To this day, we venerate this tree as the Bodhi tree. Children, actually that was the people tree under which Gautam Buddha was sitting and wanted to get the answer of his question. Okay, so that tree, we give respect to that tree. We venerate means we respected this tree as the Bodhi tree. Okay, so children, finally what do we learn from the story? That we have unlimited wants, desires, needs, and those are the only cause of sorrows in our life. Children, if we control our wants, desires, definitely there won't be sorrow or dukh in our life. And how can we control our desire? By adopting right living, by adopting simple living. Okay, so I hope, children, you all understood the lesson. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.